Knight. We start with knights, a title granted by the monarch for military service or contributions to society. Unlike the other ranks, knighthood isn't hereditary. It dies with the person who receives it. In medieval times, knights were heavily armored warriors who swore loyalty to lords and fought in battles. Over time, the title became less about combat and more about recognition. Today, it's an honorary title given for achievements in fields like music, science, or charity work. A knighted man is called Sir, while a woman is called Dame, but they don't hold noble status like the ranks above them. Baron. The lowest rank in the British peerage system is Baron. In medieval England, barons were some of the most powerful landowners, ruling over territories granted by the king in exchange for military support. While they didn't have as much power as dukes or earls, they were still high-ranking members of society. Over time, the title became more political, and barons played a major role in early English government, including in the House of Lords. Today, most barons hold the title purely as a form of prestige, but in history, being a baron meant owning land, leading men into battle, and having direct access to the monarchy. Viscount. Above barons, we have viscounts. The word comes from the Latin vicecums, meaning deputy count. Viscounts were originally created as assistants to earls, helping to govern large regions or acting as local representatives of the king. Unlike barons, who often ruled smaller areas, viscounts had more political responsibilities. Over time, the role became less about administration and more about status, but the title still holds more prestige than a barony. Today, the rank of viscount is rare, and there are only a handful of viscountcies left in Britain. Earl. An earl is one of the oldest noble titles in Britain. While most European countries use the title count, the English stuck with the Germanic word earl, which was used by Anglo-Saxon rulers long before the Norman conquest. Historically, earls governed entire counties, commanded troops, and played a direct role in shaping English politics. Some of the most famous figures in history, like William the Conqueror's allies, were granted earldoms for their loyalty and military service. Today, an earl outranks a viscount, but is below a marquise, and the female equivalent is countess. Marquis. A marquis ranks just below a duke and was traditionally responsible for guarding the borders of the kingdom, known as marches. This was a dangerous and powerful position because borderlands were always vulnerable to attack, whether from Scotland, Wales, or foreign invaders. Because of this, a marquis held more authority than an earl, as they had to maintain strong military forces to defend their land. Over time, as wars between England and its neighbors decreased, the role of a marquis became more about status than military duty. Today, the title remains a sign of high nobility, with marchioness being the female equivalent. Duke. At the top of the noble hierarchy, just below royalty, is the duke. The title originally comes from the Latin dux, meaning leader, and was first used in Britain by William the Conqueror for his most trusted allies. Unlike other nobles, dukes governed entire regions, sometimes controlling vast amounts of land, wealth, and political influence. The first English duke was created in the 14th century, and for centuries, only a handful of people held this title. Today, dukes are still the highest-ranking nobles outside the royal family, with titles like the Duke of Edinburgh, Duke of Cornwall, and Duke of Cambridge remaining highly prestigious. A duke's wife is called a duchess. Prince. Now, we step into royalty, beginning with princes and princesses. Unlike nobles, who inherit their titles through peerage, princes are born into the royal family. The most well-known title is Prince of Wales, traditionally given to the heir to the throne. However, British princes can also hold noble titles, like Prince William, who is also the Duke of Cambridge. Historically, not all sons of the king were automatically called prince, as the title was reserved for the most important members of the royal family. Today, only direct descendants of the reigning monarch can hold this rank. King. At the very top, we have the king or queen, the ruling monarch of Britain. Kings and queens once held absolute power, controlling every aspect of government, the military, and the economy. However, over centuries, Britain shifted into a constitutional monarchy where the king or queen serves as the head of state but has little real political power. Today, the monarchy is mostly ceremonial, but the title of king or queen remains the most recognized and prestigious rank in the country. The reigning monarch represents Britain on the world stage, preserves historical traditions, and remains a symbol of national unity. I hope you enjoyed this quick overview over every title in British nobility and royalty. If you did, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more videos like this.